Yo, what's up, guys? So today we'll be talking about photo scanning, basically, and it's something I've been getting into, and it's really fun. I had been staying away from it for quite a while because it seemed pretty darn complicated and not worth it. Like taking a bunch of photos and letting it process for like hours on end. No, it's not like that at all. So yeah, for the past week I've been photo scanning a bunch of greebles, and I'm trying to kind of dissect them into usable pieces, and it's kind of working. It's taking quite a while though to make them, but I'll show you a pretty easy way if you want to get some greebles yourself. So yeah, basically if you don't have any like garbage parts or like these junk parts at home, you could just go to some junkyard and just scan everything. That's kind of what I did because we don't have a lot of that stuff, but I did try to just kind of line up some random IKEA pieces thingies and kind of make that work, and I will show y'all how that kind of works. So basically I just took like 50 images or something of a bunch of IKEA pieces I kind of put together to kind of look like they made sense, and I imported them into my PC, and I'll show y'all how that kind of works. So what you want to do is you want to download Reality Capture. It's free to download, but it will cost just a tad bit of money, but it's so much better than Meshroom. I believe Meshroom is so slow. It's so slow. A scene that took like 24 hours to process in Meshroom took only like a few minutes in Reality Capture. So that's really good. But basically it's super easy to use as well. So you hit inputs, and then you find your folder of choice, and I'm gonna just select all of these photos. I took them with my iPhone. So like you don't need any professional camera for this. It's 112 images, and basically you just hit start, and that's all. And it says here it's gonna take 1 minute, but we don't really know how these go. So I will see y'all in whatever time it takes. So after around 11 minutes of processing, it's all done, which is pretty fast, but it's usually faster when doing. It can depend on what sort of scene you're doing. Yeah, but we have our stuff here, and what we want to do now is maybe simplify it a little bit, because they're usually pretty intense when you export them to Blender. So you can just put a target number. I want 200,000 polygons as a minimal, thing, or no, as a maximum thing. What am I talking about? And just hit simplify, and this shouldn't take too long. And I'll get back in a few seconds. Okay, so you'll now see that all the textures look really funky, and that's because we have now decimated the geometry, but we haven't updated the textures. So what you want to do is go into reconstruct. So what you want to do is go into reconstruction and hit texture, and that will basically project the different images onto the geometry from the camera's point, and that will generate way better results. Okay, now you can see that it looks way better in my opinion. So you're ready to export. You just hit model, and yeah, I usually choose FBX because why not, and you just name it something because why not, what the fuck am I talking about, and hit save. So now you will have to either, yeah, you can see that. So now you can see the texturing tab. You just want to make sure this is clicked on yes. So you get your textures with the model. Yeah, okay, and then it's going to export the mesh. And if you don't have any points to export, you can just buy some points for like $10, and it's really cheap to do this. I believe like this one cost around $0.02 or something. So yeah, that's really nice. So when you go into Blender, you should be able to import this without any issues. Just hit File, Import, FBX, and navigate to that the FBX file. Here it is, and hopefully it shouldn't take too long to import that stuff. But yeah, look at that. So if you want to clean this up, I usually like to just rotate it so the ground plane is flat, and we can delete this guy. Okay, ground plane seems to be pretty flat, and then we can go into edit mode and just kind of start selecting the pieces we need in X-ray. So I need those, some of that, and that one, and then you can hit Control I, delete vertices, and we don't need this actually. Perfect. So we now want to remove the ground, and if we have leveled our thing correctly, we should be able to just kinda go through here and delete the ground plane like that, and we can select these using circle select. Yeah, look at that, delete vertices. So the underneath part is kind of weird, so I usually like to just select like only the underneath part like that. You could use alt select. Wait, I should probably do the vertices instead, and just try to get the edges here. You can probably use circle select, that's easier. Yeah, and scale them to 0 using proportional editing like that. Maybe bring it down, and then you should be able to just select this part, duplicate it, rotate it using not proportional editing, and kind of stitching it back together like that. Oh, yeah, kind of works. Sometimes it can be a little more janky, and kind of adding some more variation here. Yeah, so that's one piece, and you can just select what you want to select and hit P, separate by selection, and you can kind of do that for all of these. You can hit P, separate by loose parts, and then it will kind of select these by loose parts. And I'll just take this whole thing, delete all those, and that's that piece. And if you want to, you can probably decimate these even more, depending on the poly count you really want. I'm just going to do that and maybe fill them. No, it did not really work. It's not too big of a deal though. You can always kind of fix that later. Yeah, you can kind of try to hit Control and click to select the edges, and try to fill it later. Yeah, but these texture maps are a mess, so just put it somewhere that kind of works. I guess that's kind of working. Okay, and yeah, you basically just want to do that for all of these. Delete that, separate by loose parts, and yeah, like this only took what 20 minutes, and it's usually like photo scans usually take less than 10 minutes in my case. I have no idea literally why this took 11 minutes, because I did this test earlier and it took like 2 minutes. Yeah, it might just be that I maybe need to restart my computer, because it has been going for a while. Yeah, you can be as detailed as you want with this, or just like super sloppy if you want to, because I won't judge. And like this is obviously for background stuff only. I would not be this sloppy if it were just like for foreground stuff, because that's a little different. But now you can select all of them, hit left click, right click, and origin to center of mass surface, and then the origin will will be the center of a surface, which is pretty cool. And yeah, you have your greeble parts now, and that works with basically anything, which is pretty cool. And you can construct your own little robot mechanism stuff thingies with this. Yeah, have a good one. Hope you all learned at least something for this. Yeah, bye bye.